man. So what's going on, guys? This is the Mod Wars, Arcane Duels Mod Wars. And I'm just doing the intro. I know everyone that's watching the stream probably saw the before stuff, but this is going to be just for this game, this specific recording here. So I'm Coshade, and I'm here to present the first week of Mod Wars, a Mage Wars tournament where we get some kind of kooky rules that, are kind of fun. What up, Sandwich? Good to see you. Oh my god, kitten. Do not... What are you doing? So anyway, we have Knabbmaster in the top left here, playing the Priestess, the Academy version of it, whereas Werekingdom in the bottom right, playing as the Warlock, the Araxian crown specifically. We see something I don't know if we've ever seen in tournaments. I'm sure we've seen it once or twice, but then it promptly loses as the meta goes. But the pentagram getting played down aggressively. Our verse mages and players, Werekingdom's playing the Warlock, Knabbmaster's... Oh my god, the bottom is wrong because Knabbmaster's first player. My bad, everybody. Knabbmaster's playing the Warlock, and Werekingdom's playing the Priestess. I'm getting my legs back because I haven't been commentating for a while. And anyway, we do have the Battleforge getting played down for the Priestess, and a Harmonize on the Pentagram. Of course, Pentagram needing 2 mana on it in order to deploy any sort of creatures. Now, interesting enough, good tactics in the past with Pentagram has been to actually place it more in the back or place it and move into this zone. And then start doing things like Twin Fireball. I've seen Voltaic, the bow come out, things like that, just in order to start landing extra blows, making them come to you with higher range spells. Twin Fireball, of course, being to get extra mana at range 1. But basically, with this incorporeal change, this went from a 10-die kill from just cards you might casually put in your book to actually being a threat where the Force Hammer plus something else probably won't just take it out. Battleforge going down. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it looks like Werekingdom does have a Cassiel down. Pretty standard for Holy Mages to cast Cassiel, Dorceus, something like that turn 1 or 2. We see a Dark Pact Slayer come out for Knabbmaster. Again, a solid demon coming out, and having this come off a spawn point suddenly frees up a lot of options for this Araxian crown. And now I'm curious, it looks like we won't be seeing the Blood Reaper token going onto that Dark Pact Slayer. And that's always one of those things where it's like, do you make it, do you have that Bloodthirsty bonus or not? Mainly because, you don't know how many attack spells they have. If they kill it, suddenly you lost the life as well. Looks like Nab is also, the Warlock, going to be playing the Ritual of Kalik. Holy cow. Ritual of Kalik going down. So, in this tournament, the Ritual actually minuses your total life on your mage, not just any random creature. So, we see Werekingdom, Knabbmaster going down to 36 life. And I'm actually going to turn this down to 1 because they are moving fast. And this is actually totally expected out of a Priestess whenever I see a turn 1 Cassiel. Is a temple build, could be in the making. I think we saw basically Werekingdom go, let's put down a Battleforge because I'm facing a Warlock. They tend to be aggressive because Pentagram is generally not a meta thing. So you generally see like higher level creatures advancing forward attacks. So seeing the temple turn 2, I think, was really wise because he saw the pentagram. He went, oh, you're going for a longer game strategy. I guess I'll place my temple now because I feel safer going into this game. And of course, Cassiel turn 1, it's great for support if you are being rushed, if there was no pentagram, for instance, because they can cast healing spells, but also they're clerics, so they can also pray at the temple. So those are 2 really solid reasons to open Cassiel, and I know with my priest I definitely like doing a Cassiel opening just because it allows that versatility economy-wise. The Battleforge Meditation Amulet goes hand in hand with the Temple and the Cassiel. He's basically saying, if you're not going to attack me, I will win the long game just by straight up doing tons of economy plays. Basically, he's looking to get just... what are we at? We're at 10, 11, 12, 13, we're at 16, is that it? Potential mana every round, and 2 extra actions, -1 off the mage. So, obviously, it's one of those things that Werekingdom is playing a very solid Holy Mage that I really enjoy seeing. And of course, now that I turned down the speed, we do see an interesting interaction where they are now in thinking stages. This is generally more unexplored territory in my experience, where you don't see a lot of the dark creatures come out of Pentagram. So the question is, what are we going to see? Are we going to see more of the staple Dark Pact Slayer, Blood Demon creatures? Or are we going to see more lower levels? I mean, Afflicted Demon's obviously a good choice. So, I'm not necessarily against that. I mean, also, when you think about it, there's also, what is that one spiky level 1 demon? That guy is actually abused. And if you just spam a bunch of those out, they can actually do insane damage. Because they cost 3 mana, and they have, like, the same health and armor as, like, a 5 mana creature, I think. Regardless, we're in deployment phase. And I'm going to take a sip of this really quick, because, oh my god, my voice. Okay, so it looks like we have a Afflicted Demon choosing to put the... not choosing. Forcing to put the weak tokens on him. And this just passes on, which, of course, is actually... This is probably one of the worst mages, besides like Necromancer, to play this against, only because those weak tokens can be removed for free spellbook point-wise. And then we see the Disciple of Radiance come out. Now, Disciple of Radiance, even with the change, is actually still very strong. Oh, and we're going to see Knabbmaster go up here. He's going to target that Meditation Amulet. He takes it down. Meditation Amulet going down is actually a big deal, because it's possible Werekingdom now can't quite get enough mana out of everything. Then again, he got another Cleric down, topping up the amount of holy creatures that can meditate. We see a slow advance to Dark Pact Slayer. So, Disciple of Radiance had a ritual coming out for Werekingdom, so these players have no qualms about that minus life. Even with that nerf, which I wasn't sure was going to be too detrimental or not. Uh-oh. Werekingdom says, I take 2 damage. And then Knabbmaster's like, dude, you lose life. And he's like, yeah. Yeah. That's how I see it. Yeah. I'd be really curious to see if he actually lose life or take damage. Oh no. Werekingdom getting hit by the Mod Wars rules. This is that big thing where if it was the original, this card could just dominate in terms of economy. He was doing 16. He could easily get up to 19. Just passive, not passive, but using all of his actions. But this way he's actually taking life damage, so it's kind of a bigger deal. Rich of Calculi, a mage can cast a spell. The casting mage loses 2 life. Thank you, Knabbmaster, for posting that on there. And again, anyone that's watching, if you guys... I mean, you guys are obviously really good players, but if you guys need a judge in your game, and feel free to call one before you guys play. Uh-oh, I read that wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, Werekingdom. Mod Wars strikes again. I feel no shame. In fact, I feel kind of good. Good feeling, seeing how the mod has affected this game already. But regardless, we do see Werekingdom go down to 30 life. My god. And we see a Priestess coming in, doing a desperate punch. No armor on that mage, the Warlock, but still taking only 1 damage. Probably because he just lost life. And that Priestess was like, I can't do a punch, I'm so surprised. I think most of the time is in a few actions they played the first year on slowly. Okay, that's fine. We're at 1.5 right now. We're going to kick it up to 2. I'm just going to adjust it as we go along. That being said, the 1 armor on Werekingdom, super solid. In any tournament, you always need some sort of armor, just because of the Wall of Thorns trick. I mean, 1 armor doesn't even save your butt a lot, but like, it's just so important to get that up. And honestly, like, having the unrevealed, which of course we can see, but having the unrevealed enchantment could speak a lot. in that you wouldn't want a Wall of Thorns push him, because if it's a Rhino Hide, you might just waste the mana. Anyway, we're going to see 2 mana on this Temple, 1 mana on this Battleforge, and of course the Harmonize doing work here. Now this is the point where we might start seeing extra mana go on the Pentagram, and just like the Holy One, this one is more like active in terms of doing damage. So now that we have some creatures starting to advance to attack, we might just see a ton of mana ramp happening here. I still think that Werekingdom would benefit better here, just because of the Battleforge, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh my goodness, guys. We have the Althea going down. Althea, one of the promo cards, never got released officially, but it was in like every single PVS, I think. But Althea coming down, my god, Althea is such an awesome card. We've seen this in prior tournaments, basically just own everything. And while it does have this huge detriment, it's all of these clerics doing other things that help support it. So that makes me think that Werekingdom might have a bunch of light attacks in his book. And of course, Althea not getting Summoning Sickness, because his action marker is always down. So we do see the Disciple trading that off in order for Althea to become active, immediately going in, doing 4 damage, no Dazer Stun. And of course, there's no armor on that Warlock, so 4 damage going through. Man, Werekingdom not rolling well right now. Alright, so we are going to see Darkpact Slayer move up. Looks like he's going to attack the Priestess, dealing 5 damage off 4 dice. Very nice. And that's, of course, going to put 1 mana on this Pentagram. As we see, one is already going on there. Very nice, very proactive about that. So, is it a different creature? A different enemy creature is attacked. Yep. So, he's going to have to attack something else if he wants to gain another mana. The Firebrand Imp did come out. Now, personally, I think the Firebrand Imp is kind of in comparison to that other one that I can't remember the name of, but we'll see if he changes that. The Priest is going to punch back, rolling 3 dice, getting that 4 damage down. We do see the Pillow of Righteous Flame out of the Warlock. That, of course, not getting errated in this tournament, much to Jason's demise. If you're watching, Jason, I know you are. And, of course, immediately that Pillar doing 4 damage to the Disciple. And another one, but not killing the Disciple in that upkeep attack. Holy cow. That 1 armor just saving the butt of this Disciple. There is a burn token on. We're going to see that burn does resolve. It does actually do damage. So Pillar, of course, 2-shotting and then burning down a Disciple. Which, you know, I mean, the Disciple costs 5. So we'll have to see if they can keep up the damage here. Placing this in the Temple of Asira's zone was probably one of the smartest choices he could make. And this is because creatures are always going to be spawned in this zone. So you either force his mage to move it with push, or just not be able, or just expect to take 4 dice, just coming out of the gate. Let's see here. Oh god, why is this starting? Yes, I play StarCraft. I'm sorry, guys. I have no idea why that started up. Thanks, computer. I'm using a lot of the old macros for this stream, by the way, so just saying. We might get pop-ups that are kind of annoying like that. I guess I might have clicked this button when I was clicking something else. I'm not sure. I feel like this play is ultimately inefficient. In the long term, it's good, but it's so expensive. Yeah. So basically, this is an inefficient play because you have excess mana. And the idea is that you're hoping that your cards are going to last longer than theirs, and that they're not able to kill you before you're able to sort of outlast them. So, I mean, Althea being down is really strong, and that's when it comes to how Knabbmaster responds. If he can take out Althea, he's actually going to be in an excellent spot. But the question is, what's Althea going to take out in this game? So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just kick it up a little bit. We're going to times 25 now just to get that going. So we do see the Messenger of Bimshala come out. An excellent dual action creature that lets you heal a good amount of dice while getting a solid creature out. And the light damage does benefit somewhat. Healing, of course, Werekingdom's Priestess down to 0. 4 dice, having 5 healing. Very nice. And the Dispel Wand coming out. All right, so this card really fascinates me. And the reason why is because we really don't have mass mage wands in this tournament because they're all epic. So that, I think, might be forcing Werekingdom to take Dispel Wand so that he can have more than one Dispel in his book. And I really like this play because I really like this. I don't know if it's a change because I'm pretty sure Werekingdom might use the spell just normally. But I really like it because it allows us to see some changing up in how spellbook points work now. Now, granted, it only targets level 1 enchantments, but I mean, most enchantments are level 1. I mean, even Regrowth, which arguably should be level 2, is excellent for a level 1 enchantment. But, I mean, everything on the field we see is level 1 enchantments. So, Dispel Wand's, like, really strong here. The only downside is it's 1 mana cheaper to dissolve. I mean, then again, you don't lose a Dispel on it when it's a Mage Wand versus a Dispel Wand, so arguably Dispel Wand's just a better choice if you want to have something that dispels stuff. The issue, of course, you have to worry about is like level 2 enchantments and up, such as Force Crush, and not having ways to deal with that. Like how I made it 1.5 and now we're chilling. Yeah, can we speed this along? Yeah, there we go. Cool. We are going to see an enchantment go down from the Warlock onto Cassiel. It is going to be a Chant of Rage. Okay, this is a really strong play. I find it kind of interesting he chose to use that on his main action, only because there's no guard mark on Afflicted Demon. So he's going to come down, judge him, dealing a damage, holy cow, but there's going to be no counterattack. I wonder if... I guess the reason why I did that is because this wasn't guarding already. Cassiel probably would have just activated Althea, and that just would have been really painful. So anyway, Cassiel came down from above, said, "You're ugly," to the Afflicted Demon because he has... I mean, look at his sores. We're not going to judge on aesthetics here. Maybe he's a beautiful demon, but regardless, he's sick in some sort of way. And takes a damage because he's so offended by an angel calling him ugly. Just saying. We are going to see the Dark Pact Slayer aim for that Priestess and dealing that 5 damage off 4 dice. Super nice roll. And of course, we're going to see an advancing Firebrand Imp. That did he gain a mana from here? Looks like he did gain a mana. Very nice. Priestess coming in at that Dark Pact Slayer, dealing 1 critical damage, which is about average that he would have done off a 3-die attack. And, you know, the thing is, like, he can't actually bring Althea out right now. So, I would say, actually, that Knabbmaster had a super solid play with his Chant of Rage. As we see more clerics come out, it's gonna get a little dicey, because Althea's gonna either have to be dealt with, or he's gonna have to focus the mage. And it looks like Knabbmaster's trying to focus the Priestess down with his demons. The Force Push coming down. Interesting. So he used the Force Push to push him back into the Pillar Zone, and then proceeded to have an Afflicted Demon attack, but he also has to do this Pillar attack. It does have to happen. Regardless, he says forgot Pillar, but 4 damage is going through. Is it 4? He has Piercing, right? No, he doesn't. Why does he do 4 damage? What did he roll? Oh, he rolled 5. Okay, regardless, Pillar's going to go in. 5 damage off 3 dice. Dang. It's going to do 2 more damage. And a weak token does get transferred from the Afflicted Demon to the Priestess. And I think we've seen like 3 punches from this Priestess so far. So that weak will actually matter. And even if it does cost an entire quick cast to remove it, it's still a whole quick cast that in this super tight game here is actually pretty important. The Pillar's going to go ahead and roll during upkeep on the Priestess. getting 5 damage and a daze. Holy cow. The stuff is stacking against this Priestess, so most likely we won't see an attack spell out of the Priestess this quick cast. Although I'm not really sure a good target, to be honest. That being said, I'm actually really impressed with Knabbmaster's play. We're going to see Pentagram go up to 7 mana. And the demons are not going away, man. They are piling damage. Of course, that damage is going on a Priestess. So the question is, can Werekingdom build up enough creatures, sustain the damage from the demons by healing or other effects, and then make a comeback? We're probably going to see an active Althea, unless he can snipe both Cassiel and Messenger. Well, I guess he could Dispel Wand the Chant of Rage just so he can activate Althea, which would probably be a wise move there. Anyway, enough speculation. We see the leather helmet going down for Werekingdom, bringing the Priestess up to 2 armor. Another Firebrand Imp coming down. Again, I actually like the Firebrand Imp. I'm just not sure in comparison to some of the other demons. But regardless, the Pentagram still has 2 mana after its casting, so we're just going to see a flood of creatures come in. And of course, the dark casted Pillar of Righteous Flame still active for 1 more round. Let's see what happens there. We do see a curse go down onto Althea. Did it get revealed? No. I'm not going to look at it. I looked at it. I'm sorry, guys. The Dark Pact Slayer doing some damage. Man, he really wants to snipe this Priestess. The Priestess is at 20 damage now out of 30. Holy cow, dude. And of course, we're going to see the heal go down at Werekingdom. He's just trying to keep up that damage. 8 damage getting healed off of that 5 dice roll. Werekingdom getting super lucky on these rolls. He did roll kind of low before, so I'm impressed with it, man. It's just sort of evening out just in the right ways. Disciple of Radiance is going to attack. It looks like the Afflicted Demon. What are we seeing? Targets it. Ah, yes. We saw a heal spell go down. So the Disciple of Radiance, dealing 1 damage to that Afflicted Demon. So that's, of course, a really important actual little thing. As I was saying, Disciple of Radiance is actually pretty strong still. And, of course, the big strength of them is numbers. He dealt 1 damage with that, but if he had 5, he could probably kill this Afflicted Demon. But, of course, that's a very different match. From the chat, I think Allendale, even on Knight of Westlock, would have been better than on the Dragon, given Knabbmaster's pressure. Werekingdom problem is committed so much mana to the Dragon that all of his dice are concentrated in the 1 source. Yeah. That's absolutely what is happening. That's what you do when you cast a level 8 creature. And, of course, the Enfeeble getting revealed. By the way, Afflicted Demon doing, looks like 3 damage to the Disciple, transferring a weak. The Enfeeble does get activated, so that means he's slow. So when he does move, his action is done. The Pillar of Righteous Flame, of course, coming in, dealing no damage. You can't hurt a dragon, man. Looks like he didn't add a mana to that pentagram when he Afflicted Demon Plague Claws the Disciple. So he's just adding that in, putting that pentagram to 4. And this is exactly why I love that we're seeing a pentagram with this incorporeal change. Because it's just, the Warlock feels like such a different mage when you're seeing this type of battle layout. For one, I'm loving this game. Looks like the Chant of Rage is going to go down. There was no Dispel Wand. I don't think this has been used yet. This might be a wasted card. But regardless, it looks like 3 dice is going to get rolled because of that Aegis. And 4 damage going through. 5 damage going through. Holy cow. And a burn. Cassiel might die because of that burn. Regardless, we see a Judgment go down. Again, the Afflicted Demon saying, oh man, I'm having deep regrets because that angel called me ugly. Or judged me in some sort of way. I'm not sure why. She's very angry at me. And I don't know. He pops a spore on his body because he's so gross. Then again, he's not plagued anymore. Let's see here. So we're going to see, during upkeep, the Pillar of Righteous Flame is going to attack Cassiel. Looks like destroying Cassiel in the process. And that's a really good way to finish with that pillar. That pillar, of course, just paid dividends. Can you remove the white thing covering the top of the screen? Actually, I do not want to. This is actually the amount of time left. So, I don't want you to know how much time is left. But regardless, we're going to see 6 mana on this pentagram, as Knabbmaster thinks. Okay, what is going to happen with this? We might see more Firebrand Imps just like shred in here and just burn everything up. We do see a Corrode on the Temple because of that -1 rule. Surprisingly, we're not seeing anything attack it, mostly because it seems like Knabbmaster is trying to do creature control, and I actually agree with Knabbmaster on this choice here. Battleforge is getting a card onto it. Yeah. So Althea, man, I feel like Althea should be shining more, but Knabbmaster's just doing a really good job of subtly controlling it. So props to Knabbmaster for that. Werekingdom just needs a solid turn or two where he can get some attacks off, and I feel like he could catch up still. So I guess what I'm saying is I feel like this game is not over yet for either side. I do give the advantage to Knabbmaster, but I think honestly Werekingdom has better equipment, still has 2 spawn points out, and still has some pretty powerful creatures. So we're just gonna wait and see. Of course, attacking anything that's flying is gonna be difficult right now for Knabbmaster until we see the probably the whip, the flaming whip come out because that has reach. I'm just gonna go ahead and 25 times speed this. All right, cool. So we're gonna see the leather pants. This subtle armor raise out of Werekingdom is really a solid play. And the Blood Demon coming out. Choosing to have the Blood Reaper go on. This is probably one of the better creatures to have a Blood Reaper token on. It's worth the life so much. The fact that it's flying also gives Knabbmaster that advantage of being able to kill these other clerics to stop that Althea going down. And it looks like we're going to see the Temple Sentry go down. Temple Sentry, of course, being a solid spawn point cast to allow it to have the extra armor to maybe take 1 blow and then have another action. Because 5 mana for a 3 armor, 5 life creature coming in is actually, when you think about it as like a defensive card, like block or something, is actually super solid. And it looks like we're going to see the Afflicted Demon come in. He's going to try to attack this Battleforge. 5 dice getting rolled. 1 damage going through. With the 4 armor, that's expected. It looks like he's saying, this Temple Sentry is not active. That is true. The idea of coming into a zone guarding is actually kind of interesting to think about. But we're going to see the Darkpact Slayer move to the right and guard. So it looks like he wants to try and prevent Althea from sniping out this Afflicted Demon, which is actually a really smart move because 2 damage, so it'll be up to 5. Althea just needs to roll 3 damage against 2 armor, so statistically it's about there. And of course, assuming Daze and Stun. Assyrian Cleric going down. Mage Maid getting revealed. So that's going to put Werekingdom at 13 damage now. Assyrian Cleric, of course, being another cleric that allows the dragon to activate. And we're going to see the Disciple of Radiance go ahead and activate Althea. Althea flying over. Probably going to attack Darkpact Slayer. Oh, but then again, Althea is enfeebled. Holy cow, dude. I'm a little surprised that I guess he moved over just to block this. Martyr's Restoration going down on that Disciple, fully healing it. But there's nothing for the Disciple Radiance to damage here. That's a little unfortunate. But, I mean, Althea is going to be in this weird spot as long as she's slow. In that she can't really dish out damage if Knabbmaster just plays the board positioning game correctly. These Firebrand Imps are spreading themselves out. I actually think this Firebrand Imp should have moved 2, just because we have that guard here already. Maybe he wanted to guard the mage for whatever reason. It looks like Knabbmaster is going to play 6 mana, revealing a Ghoul Rod on the Priestess, putting Werekingdom up at 17 damage. And of course, Werekingdom is back. Wow, I'm talking really fast. Werekingdom is back at 32 life because he's had that Divine Reward really benefit him a lot here. And then, of course, the regeneration for Knabbmaster means he's almost at full life as well. This Blood Demon, I'm curious to see what we're going to see this round. Is it just going to move and chill somewhere? Or we're going to see move and spells allowed to attack things? I would probably go after the Clerics. Although, I don't know. Because you have these Disciples and stuff that can deal passive damage. Then again, Vampiric's pretty good. Why would you put more damage on your mage when you're getting raced? Yeah, so it was kind of an interesting idea, right? Because he transferred damage to himself, but he also gained a life out of it. So it's one of those things where it's like, he must be planning to heal right now. If I were Knabbmaster, what I'd be thinking Werekingdom's doing. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen any sort of regenerate out of him. Dawnbreaker's Initiate. This is actually a solid creature, only because Althea can be teleported now. It's a cool way to get around this Enfeeble. We are going to see the Magebane get targeted, but unfortunately... Yep, nope, that's a level 1. I thought I was doing Ghoul Rot. So he's going to actually take a damage off of that, putting up to 20. But he's trying to get curse control here. This is a little dangerous to always do, because... You know, now you're spending an action every round to do this. Then again, it's repeatable spell points for Werekingdom, whereas Knabbmaster has to plan and actually execute the spellbook points of future Magebanes. Regardless, Magebanes really worked out for him. And so, yeah. God, this is actually a really cool fight. This is the kind of fight that I actually appreciate about spawn points. Is like this really solid interaction where it's like these two zones are super scary to go into for either mage. We're going to see the teleport go down, and I would say that this is a Knabbmaster staple, and that is the clutch teleport, allowing, of course, this Blood Demon now to come in, dealing that bloodthirsty dice extra. So he's rolling 6 dice, getting 4 damage through. That's actually really nice when it comes to that armor, 4 damage. And that's, of course, going to heal Knabbmaster's Warlock up fully because of that Blood Reaper connection. And now Werekingdom's at 24 damage out of 32. Holy cow, dude. It's a little intense, man. We're going to see, of course, a enchantment go down. Werekingdom's trying to protect him in some way. That could be a restore, I guess. It could be a lot of things, actually. But regardless, Knabbmaster's going to look at that and say, all right, my Afflicted Demon's going to hit you. We're going to deal another 2 damage. And Temple Sentry Guard moving in. This is a great guard for him. In that he has 3 armor against that Battleforge and Priestess now in order to really guard this zone. Althea getting activated from the Cleric, Disciple of Radiance. So really he's going to have to attack the Dark Peck Slayer, which piercing 2 as a counterattack? A little scary there. Firebrand Imp, though, saying, you know what, I'm going to take out the Disciple. And this is why I'm not sure I'm a fan of Firebrand Imp, because this guy is really open to damage now. 0 armor, 6 life is kind of scary. Regardless, he gets a damage. And it looks like the Cleric is going to heal. This is my favorite Cleric in the game. Maybe favorite creature, only because I've had so much random fun with this creature. But regardless, he healed 1 off of that Priestess, so he's doing his job. Keijin, how you doing? A Knabbmaster staple. Thank you, sir. Stay out of range of the 2 big hitters, yeah. Looks like that Firebrand Imp is going to attempt to take the guard off of this Temple Sentry. Getting that burn. Very nice. And 2 damage as well. This Firebrand Imp freaking performed, man. Dealing 2 damage from 3 armor. Off of 2 dice. Looks like Messenger Bimshala is coming in and is saying, alright, I need to guard this mage. I imagine spreading its wings out, putting it into a shield-like formation in front of him, even though it's not that strong. And then anything that touches those wings, the Angel Radiant touches, which is an interesting attack name. I'm not sure if that's like a beam or some sort of shining hand or fingertip, just like forehead damaging. But Radiant Touch is an interesting attack name. Looks like this Dark Pact Slayer up here is going to say, alright, I will destroy your messenger. Only dealing 1 damage, though. Messenger's actually super solid, because it has decent life in Aegis 1. Instead of Armor 1, that Aegis I think is better. The counterattack dealing 2 damage back. Yo, this Radiant Touch, man. It was solid. And it looks like we're going to see a Warlock go up, and... we saw a field guard. And because he guarded, the Warlock's like, I'm going to hit you in the face. That's kind of interesting, just because of the status effects. But regardless, looks like Althea's going to counterattack for 5 damage. No Dazer Stun. Wow. That's like super rare not to get a Dazer Stun. After those, I think we've seen 2 attacks. So, dang, man. I'm also really impressed that Knabbmaster has no armor on. Like, I feel like Wall of Thorns is so common in tournament books. But, I don't know. Maybe that's just the tournament books I make. Regardless, we're going to see 6 mana on this pentagram. The Blood Demon's going to be coming in next round. I feel like Knabbmaster is securing this game. Just because he has constant creatures coming in. The burn on the Sentry doing 2 damage. He still has 1 life left, so... I mean, when you think about this Temple Sentry, for 5 mana, he's actually done a lot. He's caused a guard to come in, so he had to move out. He's caused another guard that took a... I mean, granted, it was a Firebrand attack, but still, he took another one, and now he still has another action. I would say this Temple Sentry sort of paid for himself. I'm going to put sort of. I mean, this game might actually be over right now if Firebrand attacked the Mage instead. But man, Althea, like, you're supposed to get those effects. You have like a... I mean, you have a greater than 50% chance. But after 2 attacks not getting it, that really does shape a lot of things. Knabbmaster, not caring about that counterattack, by the way, being at 3 damage left. And that Blood Reaper with that healing coming in. We're going to see the leather boots go down for Werekingdom. I mean, the 4 armor really does add a lot. A Jinx going down so that this curse goes back to his book. And let's see, what was it? It was a... Detested card. Do we get to see what it was? No? I missed it, guys. I'm so sorry. Regardless, we see a regrowth going down as well. That's going to counteract the Ghoul Rot. So, man, Werekingdom is so tight on this in this life. Like, I'm crossing my fingers he survives this. Regardless, we're going to see this Blood Demon go in. Going after that Priestess, completely wide open. 4 damage going through. Putting Werekingdom up to 29 out of 32. And, of course, Knabbmaster's now down to 1 damage. This is running away for Knabbmaster, man. He's got the creature superiority. I think maybe he's down by 1. I'm not sure. But regardless, a good fireball could end this game, man. With the minor heal going down. 5 dice. 5 dice healing 7 damage. What is this game, guys? Werekingdom healing 7. That's one of those, like... desperate scenes where they're like, I need something divine to save me. And the holy guy's like, this isn't supposed to heal that much. And he's like, just do it anyway. Disciple of Radiance, of course. Being in this zone, since the mage did cast a holy spell, dealing 1 damage to Firebrand Imp. That's the power of Disciple, is spreading out damage like that. Not to mention direct damage is actually super strong. Afflicted Demon is going to go right for that Priestess, and 5 dice, rolling 7, 3 of it getting through. This is, man, Werekingdom at 25 damage out of 33. The Priestess is slowly dying. And, of course, we know now that Firebrand Imp is going to be taking on a Dawnbreaker. one of my least favorite creatures in the game, Dawnbreaker Initiate. Of course, Putin disagreeing with me completely, but dealing a little bit above damage average, getting that 3 damage and a burn onto the Dawnbreaker. But that counterattack, dealing 5 damage. Holy cow, are you kidding me, dude? Yeah, that was good. It was a good scepter hit. All right, so we're going to see that Disciple of Radiance moving for a guard, and then a Firebrand Imp go, all right, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to remove that guard. And I guess props to Knabbmaster for having a lot of smaller dudes, because he's really surviving with those guys getting rid of the guards. Still, though, Knabbmaster does have 7 mana. Like, saving it's important, don't get me wrong. But, like, you know, I'm just putting it out there. A fireball could kill him. I mean, probably not, but, you know. Holy cow. Darkpact Slayer going after a guarded Messenger of Bimshala guarding. Dealing 0 damage on 3 dice. This Messenger of Bimshala is owning this Darkpact Slayer. That is so good. I think this is like 5 damage just from this Messenger. Temple Sentry going to guard. And Werekingdom is playing the guard game really well. This is actually a super tricky strategy that he's trying to do to survive. I guess it's more of a tactic. So props off to Werekingdom for doing this. Assyrian Cleric activating Althea. Althea saying, I should kill this Afflicted Demon. I could if I get a daze off. Does not get a daze off. Therefore, Afflicted Demon is still alive. I'm not even going into damage, man. I'm just saying that's what happened. Should be 4 damage. Let's see. 5, 3, and 1. There is 2 armor, but he has piercing. Oh, he has piercing 3. Oh. I forgot he had piercing 3. Well, all right then. It's cool, man. Anyway. They are both going to think during this upkeep, and I don't blame them for that. Pentagram at 10 mana? Oh my god, 10 mana Pentagram. I mean, Knabbmaster's just running away with this game. The Dawnbreaker's Initiative is going to take damage. 1. Not killing him. Unholy Reversal gets revealed in the Priestess. Instead of that healing of 2, he's going to take 3 damage, putting him up to 30 out of 33 with that Ghoul-Rot doing additional 2. Oh my god, Knabbmaster, playing the game the way it's meant to be played. I love it, man. And, yeah. I guess that Temple Sentry died from a burn. Okay, cool. So, yeah. 10 mana on that Pentagram. This is like something I did not expect to see at all, but am really happy that it's out here. I'm able to see the card. I'm sorry, guys. But he's casting a Necropian Vampirus. So, I mean, yeah, Pentagram. I would love to see more of these plays. Because I feel like Pentagram is actually pretty good when you can't just one-shot it. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, like, the ability to cast just... What is it? It's Dark Living, I think it is? Dark Living? Yeah. I mean, that's super good. There's so many good creatures you can do from that. Regardless, we're going to see Werekingdom place something on that Battleforge and that Temple. I don't think he's really afraid of a snipe from his Temple right now. Because, honestly, he's just trying to keep his mage alive. That's kind of the down part about having regrowth, or regenerate in general, is that ever since Unholy Reversal came out, it's been actually really difficult to... It's not difficult. What am I saying? I guess it's been a really interesting tactical game to play that card and then watch your opponent say like, okay, I'm going to take advantage of this with these new cards. It's like, I guess, like another layer of like a mental game of like how I'm going to heal versus constant damage. It looks like we are going to see another Messenger of Bimshala come out. This is such a solid creature. Honestly, in most of my holy books, I take at least 2. Werekingdom saying, I'm going to heal. So that 4 dice, only getting 3. Little unfortunate there. Putting Werekingdom down to 27 out of 33. Necropean Vampirus coming in. Oh my god. I'm blaming that on the kitten. I have a kitten, by the way. It's adorable. Necropean Vampirus. So basically, let's look at this really quick. Blood Demon, Dark Slayer, Necropean Vampirus, all very high level creatures, and they are able to sustain while dealing tons of damage. I think there's like really good indicators on why this game is actually going well. For Knabbmaster, he's keeping certain things alive and not devoting everything in like an eggs in one basket. We are going to see the force push go down, pushing that Priestess down 1. This is actually an interesting play. So, like any of these attacks, if they roll good enough crits, the game could be over. Divine Reversal gets played, preventing 2 damage from this 3 damage attack. So he prevents 2, and then he heals 2 as well. So really solid play here. I mean, 3 mana for basically a 4 mana swing, or 4 damage swing, is actually super solid. Looks like the guarding game is going to continue, bringing that messenger down, saying it needs to survive. The Priestess, that is. So, smart play from Werekingdom. This seems like an inevitable situation. Because eventually these creatures they're just going to die. I mean, he's not really killing Knabbmaster's creatures too fast. And of course, the issue of his Priestess being down here is he's out of that 1 range spawn point of heals. Alright, let's see what happens here. Firebrand Imp coming down. He's going to go ahead and try to take away this guard. Now, this Disciple has done insane damage against the Dark Slayer. And taking 1 more damage. No burns. Let's see if he does that Radiant Touch of Death. 2 damage coming back. I mean, still a pretty good amount of life done, but average coming back. Nicely played. I think maybe he has some sort of, what's the word, like a Gaius of some sort against the Dark Slayer. A calling to defeat it. And when it's not, it just isn't doing as well. Regardless, the Disciple is going down, guarding that Priestess. And this is a really solid, I think, just Werekingdom's trying to just survive as long as possible and maybe make a swing where he can find it. I mean, really, Althea can dish out the damage. Like, Althea can one-shot these Firebrand Imps. Probably 3 or 4 shot these Dark Slayers, so 4 damage going down to that Disciple. Alright. Not killing that Disciple, a little unfortunate. 2 damage critical going back at that Dark Slayer. Those Clerics, man, they will mess you up. And we see the 1 move to the left. This is a really smart move, getting 1 range within this guy. I'm curious to see if that Warlock's going to come in and attack him. Regardless, we're going to see the Blood Demon attacking Althea. Interesting. Dealing, it looks like 2 damage. Right flying, yeah. 2 damage to Althea. And I like this. I actually really like that Knabbmaster's like, okay, I can't attack your Priestess. Let me just passively start destroying this Althea. Maybe I'll have to devote some attack spells, but, you know, we'll see. Does she have Aegis? No. Why did it say 5 dice? Should be 6. It absolutely should be 6. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Can I roll 1 more? Oh my god. That 1 extra die doing 2 more damage to Althea. Very nice, man. Very nice. Alright. Alright. And it looks like Werekingdom starting that Priestess. dealing 2 damage. That's that extra die we just saw. And it looks like we're going to see an enchantment go down. And I'm guessing, yep, it is another Unholy Reversal. Oh my god, so that's going to put... Werekingdom is like barely holding on here, but that regenerate is again going to be prevented. It's going to take 3 more damage. Another 5 damage will go on to Werekingdom, putting him at 31 out of 34. I'm a little impressed at how long he's survived this. So, let's just see what happens here. There it is, the Unholy Reversal. I mean, when you think about it, it's 4 mana for a potential 6 swing. Mostly you'll see regenerate 1 or 2 do it, but you know, even then, if it's only regenerate 2, it's still a 5 damage swing where you're preventing 2 and dealing 3. Regardless, let's continue. Alright, we're going to see the Fireball go down. Knabbmaster wants to end this game quickly, so he's going to go ahead and roll that Fireball. 6 dice. Getting 4 damage, 2 of that actually going through, but he does get the burn out of it as well. That's going to put Werekingdom to 33 out of 34 damage, and the Pillar coming in. Oh, this is a perfect Pillar time, man. Like, honestly, Pillar coming in means all these creatures that wanted to move in, they all might die, or they all might get dazed, and regardless, like, if they even get dazed off of that 7+, or 7 to 8, that 9+ is a burn, then like that's kind of a big deal. Regardless, Darkpact Slayer is gonna say, I'm gonna take this damage and just continue to attack. Darkpact Slayer doing, let's see, 4 armor, and he has piercing 2. Yeah, that is enough. GG. Werekingdom calling that GG, falling after such a great game. I love how the Pillar just sort of ended it there. Now Werekingdom's gonna show his hand. I'm actually not gonna look through it, only because it's a tournament game, and we're not restricting mages, so we're just gonna... I mean, you guys can probably see from here. So, if you guys really want to do the research, you can pause it and, like, get a magnifying glass and look really closely. But, I mean, okay, so let's talk about this game really quick as a wrap-up. So, basically, Incorporeal Change. I wonder if that caused Werekingdom to not want to attack this pentagram, or if he still would have done this regardless. I think, honestly, like, I'm also curious if Knabbmaster always had a pentagram build, and this just made it stronger, or if this is something he created because he's like, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Regardless, I really like the build-up from both sides. I think the Althea, unfortunately, needed to be supported a bit more. It was just sort of, it was one of those things where it's like, Althea would have been better, I think, later on. And I really think some level 2 or 3 creatures, like maybe Dorcius, Aaron, Knight of Westlocks, you know, those are some pretty solid creatures to bring in that are cheaper, that allow you to then sort of get the damage that he needs. Because, I mean, I'm saying that in retrospect, because, you know, we didn't see the actual stun damage go through. But I would have liked to have seen Werekingdom actually do more just holy attack spells. Because, like, Althea activates her ability off of any light attack. So, in general, I usually presume that we're going to see holy attack spells that do light, daze, or stuns. And we didn't see any of that out of Werekingdom. So, regardless, I really enjoyed this game. And I'm really curious to see if we're going to see more mass demons like this. Like, I don't know if we've ever had a tournament game that had mass demons, so I'm kind of excited about that. So anyway, gonna sign off. Again, I'm Coshade. Let's go ahead and let's do some outro stuff. So when it comes to this tournament, it's Mod Wars. If you guys want to check out our YouTube, it's the Arcane Duels YouTube channel. We're gonna have a playlist set up with just all the VODs. If you guys want to check out the forum site, we're gonna have it all organized there as well. And this is an active tournament right now in the May year of 2020. So, I mean, if you guys want to follow along, this is probably going to be going on for at least another month and a half, I think, something like that. So, yeah. So keep checking back. Give us a follow. I'm just going to shamelessly plug the Twitch that I'm under. I play other games at twitch.tv/Coshade1. So, check out my Twitch. And anyway, big shout out to you guys. I'm hoping to get another caster for our next game. So, regardless, it was just me for this. Mod Wars, the crazy rules. I'm actually really liking it. And if you guys have opinions, if you like the incorporeal change or any of the other changes, we didn't really see that much in this. But if you like that incorporeal change so far, please leave it in the YouTube comments. Anyway, take care, guys.